2 years after the critically mediocre Battlefront released in 2015, EA released the follow-up to that series, Battlefront 2. Its marketing promised the world an Imperial campaign played through the end of the Empire, a multiplayer with all three factions never done before, the return of classes, customization, heroes. It seemed too good to be true. And we realized it was. The beta was the first sign, but I still bought it anyway. I still gave $60 to EA because I hoped. And after experiencing what I could on launch, Battlefront 2 broke my heart.
You will abandon the fight at once.
What can I say about this campaign that hasn't been said about it before? We were hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, and even possibly run amok. Maybe I'm giving this an unfair shake, so let me summarize in my words how this all ends up. I think the game starts out hot. Red hot. You play as Iden Versio, an Imperial special agent who is assigned to ensure the secret that the Death Star is quite fully operational. You're successful in wiping the data, and then it jumps to Endor as everything goes downhill. You escape and regroup to fight another day. Okay, here we go. We secure some satellites for Operation Cinder, whatever that is. And then we get the best piece of Luke Skywalker since Disney bought the franchise, with him helping our good old friend Del Meeko out of a jam. The two part with a solid exchange that leaves Del confused.
Of course there's conflict in me. I'm not blind. I know what the Empire is capable of, but what else is there?
A choice?
The rebellion?
No. A choice to be better. May the Force be with you.
Well, now we're assigned to use those satellites on Iden's homeworld. Maybe the wrong choice of assignment for them. Halfway through the mission, Iden pulls the classic,
"Stand down. It's okay, we'll get you off-world. Go."
and then just like that, Iden and Del want to join the Republic. You fight the Empire and try to hunt down Hask, your other guy, teammate who cares, and Iden's father. You do that on Jakku, and everything is happy. Until it isn't. If Battlefront 2 from 2005 gave us one of the best stories with the 501st Journal in Star Wars, Battlefront 2 2017 gave us one of the worst. Its over-reliance to play it safe, keeping everything black and white with the Rebels and Empire, the overuse of original trilogy characters like Lando, and it's just lazy writing hurts. There was a campaign DLC to help promote The Last Jedi, but it literally goes nowhere except Iden dying, so I don't really care. After playing through it again, I just got tired of it.
Shriveled old man. He burns with power.
The beta of Battlefront 2 was set to be amazing, and I remember that being so. But something that lurked in the background was the loot boxes shown constantly during that time. In every class, you are able to select 3 cards that would help provide some level of aid throughout the game. These loot boxes allowed you to unlock higher tiers, if not maxed out versions of these cards. That would take forever to fully upgrade solely through gameplay. EA did this with the justification that there would be free DLC, so you wouldn't have to spend over $80 on a season pass. But they ended up doing the most frustrating thing in the world. The problem is that they didn't need to add this portion of the game into it. The basic gameplay is butter, and while I believe the space combat took a step down in 2017 compared to 2015, it was still solid overall. They could have added a skill curve to each class and to every hero to make you want to go out and deepen your play with them, to build this game into a casual and hardcore experience. Instead, they did the exact opposite and ruined any good faith they still had left. Let's never forget the pride and accomplishment quote or the pink Darth Vader comment. EA was voted worst company in America 2 years in a row, and Battlefront 2 was a part of that. All they saw was dollar signs and an excuse to make some of that money from the original Star Wars deal back. It ruined the game for a lot of people, including myself. So we were left with just another game in the rotation. And that's a killing blow on launch. Every game mode from Battlefront 2015 was back except a different version of Galactic Assault. Now instead of Y-Wings, it's stages of defending/attacking stages, and I think this game is much better for it. The game added co-op modes and arcade, but in doing so removed private matches. I've always considered that a dumb move, possibly their biggest from a mode outlook. Heroes and Villains has changed to an X amount of lives on each side, and you have to fight to the death. I love this so much more than Heroes and Villains, but with soldiers on each side. That's what we got on launch. And it seemed like this was the end. The game was dead in the water. It was a flawed system even when EA removed loot boxes. There were just too many things wrong, and the promises made on launch did not carry over to where we were then. But something started to happen. This game began to get updated. New maps, new modes, new heroes, new support units, full-blown customization for the classes, and overall game fixes began to generate so much buzz around this game that it took off. The numbers were crazy, every mode was populated, and Battlefront news and guides blew up because everyday gamers were so enthused with it. The prequels got a huge shine here, with Anakin, Obi-Wan, Grievous, and Republic Commandos to name a few. The new mode Supremacy was well received, but I personally hate it, as it could be an hour-long commitment with nothing much changing in that time. For marketed as the new Conquest mode, it sure as hell didn't feel like it to me. Unfortunately, this took away the population from Galactic Assault, which saddens me, but the population is still high enough to not really worry about it. Something it is great for, though, is leveling up the new blasters and support units, like those previously mentioned commandos. The weapons were unlocked through gameplay, thank God, to help diversify a little bit more, but I'm mainly using what I used prior to their introduction. Regardless of my personal gripes, Battlefront was on the top of the world when the Geonosis DLC was announced. But like all good things, it wasn't meant to last. Because just after the Rebirth shocked the community, rallying support from all sides, EA pulled the plug. Why? Why would you do that? Leakers retroactively went into the game files and found files for cut Heroes and Villains to be released like Padme. So what happened? EA thought it would be a good idea to shift their entire focus towards Battlefield. Battlefield. The buggy, destroyed, and empty Battlefield was the reason this game died. That's so crazy to me. But now Battlefront's player base pretty much consists of hardcore fans, and the lobbies can fluctuate between the amount of players. Thankfully, there's still enough in each mode to play it, but it should have been more. I think EA missed the mark on this one. As much as I hated this game on launch, it redeemed itself to the larger community, and that needs to be recognized.
I don't need your help, you probably need mine.
After years of mismanagement and neglect, here we are. DICE released mod tools for the game that has sparked a PC player base, but since they can't actually play the multiplayer, they're in a weird spot. But their work is amazing, and with no other Battlefronts on the horizon, it's good to leave on a good note, because everyone loves a good redemption story.